Namaste. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Hi, Maureen. So, welcome. Oh, excuse me. Here we are. So, I appreciate you coming and the flexibility. I have had one eye surgery and I have another one this week, and I'm having ear surgery next week. And so I'm in a very interesting phase of my life, and it's all going to end up beautifully. In the meantime, I can't see out of this eye yet, and this eye is blurry, and it's causing me a lot of physical pain. So living with constant headaches has been really interesting because that's not something that I have, and giving me an opportunity to understand and to heal a lot of the things that are happening, because everything is a message, isn't it? Everything is a message. So thank you for joining me today. I'm very happy to be here. I'm going to be doing all kinds of wonderful things today. If you'd like to join the Sacred Spirit Guide Circle, please do. We are having one of the last circle of June today live, and we are having, excuse me, my mastermind class today. That is not open. However, I will be considering what the next step in that will be. Quite profound group of people, group of beautiful women that have been working with me now for 3 months, and we're having just a lot of power, a lot of community, a lot of breakthroughs, a lot of really deep soul retrieval. And really overall, I think that the work that I do could easily be called soul retrieval on every level. So we are reconnecting to who we are as individual spiritual beings, and we are also remembering that we are one. And those two things have seemed very separate from us. So today I'm super excited because this is something that's very dear to my heart. I have many soul lineages, as you do, with wisdom circles, mystery schools, wisdom schools, priestesses, as an oracle, a seer, a healer, medicine woman, and so on, in many cultures and many times, and even on other planets. And one of the things that we have an opportunity to do now that we haven't is to reconnect to those, to remember them. So today we're going to talk to the Avalon priestesses, and I'm going to share a little bit about what that means. However, I am really honored to, I want to show this. I don't have the deck though. Perhaps it is this deck here. Give me a second. I need to properly, I have my own, but I think this is it. Good. Okay. This is the deck that I'm going to share with you in the moment. It's called Goddesses, Gods, and Guardians. And this is a card that came forward and kept coming forward for me the last few months. And it says Avalon Priestess. So you can see this is a very traditional image of an Avalon priestess. And even though the image on her forehead is incorrect, the tradition, intuition, awakening in the Avalon priestesses is to have the crescent moon, which is a common goddess sign, right? But facing up, okay? What we would call a wet moon. A wet moon faces up like a cup or a chalice, and that's a goddess tradition term that is often used. Quite lovely, actually. So the Avalon priestesses are probably the most famous priestesses. There's a lot of priestess traditions, so I'm not trying to exclude anyone. And I believe that we are becoming priestesses again. And priestesses have an energy that's extremely different than a priest. Priests are, of course, there's the idea of the gender, and I'm talking about becoming a priestess regardless of your gender. And that means that you are reconnecting to the sacred feminine, to the divine feminine traditions, to the divine feminine powers that have been suppressed, that have been belittled, burned, tromped on, made evil. All of the traditional stories, the iconic women in history, gods and goddesses, have been turned into monsters, turned into something evil, turned and twisted to be blamed. I was even on a special show the other day where I channeled Morgan Le Fay, and we do have one here. Be sure you subscribe and hit notifications so you know when we go live. And there are playlists here. And you can, tomorrow morning, I'm hopefully going to be doing the spiritual weather report before I head off to town for my surgery. And what happens is that we have been taught a lot of lies, and we're waking up to that right now on every level. We are waking up to the fact that history has been manipulated and controlled the same way that the news is now. So I do hope that if you feel compelled to watch the news, you realize that you're watching a story. You're watching one person or a particular company's perspective. They have an agenda. They want to fill you full of fear, for one, all of them, because it keeps you stressed. It keeps you in adrenal fatigue. It keeps you wanting to seek out their drugs or their solutions so that they can make more money. And I'm not blaming anyone individually. This is the world that we live in. This is the world that we have been raised in, and we are breaking free of that now. The goddess has taken off the brakes, and Mother Nature, Divine Mother Creator, has taken them off. This is an extinction event, it is called, and it means that you are allowed to evolve as quickly as you want, and you will die. You will die to the old you. You will die to the old ideas. You will die, and we are seeing that happening all the time. We already have people shifting the idea of a gender, shifting the idea of where they're going to work, how they're going to go to school, what kind of a life they're going to have. My girls are, my twins are 27, and they are in a really unusual time, aren't they? Because when I was 27, I knew exactly what I was supposed to do, right? Go to work, go to school, work hard, don't be embarrassing, and your life is sort of planned out for you. The world is very different now. It's falling apart, and it's being created at the same time. We do not know. We have never been. We have no history. We can go to the ancients to find the incredible and amazing things that they understood that we do not. And we are here to combine our current wisdom and knowledge and our soul blueprint, which has all of these lives, your lives as a priestess, your lives as a healer, your lives in all different cultures that may have been very successful and may have been something that you fear because you were killed or attacked for your powers. And I've had clients come to events where they remembered an Egyptian life as a priest and really believed in what they were doing, really felt the calling, and they learned all the mysteries, and they went through all the initiations, which is not easy, was not easy back then. And I've done that. And they really were so immersed in what they were doing as the right thing. So remember, everyone really mostly believes they're doing the right thing, even if you can stand outside of them and say, what are you doing? You're hurting people. So priestesses are wise women. They are women or men who decide to live in a sacred way. And when you decide to live in a sacred way, you can no longer pretend that what you do isn't hurting anyone. You can no longer pretend that it's more important to please everyone else, to give away all your energy and time, and to sacrifice everything that you are for everyone else's desires. Yes, everyone around you has and always will want you to behave in a way that makes them feel good. So whether it's your parents, your spouse, your kids, your friends, your family, your coworkers, your boss, your clients. And that's just the way it is. So becoming an individual spiritual being in the age of Aquarius means that you can't be power the way it's defined in our dictionary, which is a patriarchal mindset. It's a Newtonian physics mindset. Everything we were taught was from a very dense, low perspective. So you have to rethink everything you were told was true. Science has progressed. Medicine has progressed, and yet they're still teaching, at least in America, things that aren't even true, things that they were teaching my kids. I said, what are you learning in science? And they told me, and I said, but that's not true. You could go on anywhere. There wasn't even YouTube back then. There wasn't even an internet. I said, that's completely false. They've proven that over and over. And my kid's response was, Mom, they just want me to memorize it. I just want to get through school. Don't be picky. And that's the attitude. Of course, it was fine for an 8-year-old. However, that's the attitude we can't live with anymore. And being a priestess means you step into your power. Being a priestess means that you're willing to realize that you have an important role to play, that you made a soul promise, and that you are here at this time for a very specific reason. You're more powerful than you believe, because we've all been taught to believe we aren't powerful. We've all been threatened, burned, killed, and everything else throughout our history. And we carry those fears within us in order to break free of them now. That is part of your special gift, being here now. So if you join me in October at the Avalon retreat, we will be working with the 3D Avalon priestesses. There is a goddess house there, and we have the temple reserved just for our group, and we will be having a sound healing from the Avalon priestesses. We will be using several rooms in their goddess house a few times for our wand making day. How powerful is that? I mean, I can't tell you how powerful that's going to be. We're going to be going with a local beautiful woman, a Celtic goddess, white witch type of woman, an artist, and she's going to be taking us to all the sacred places. We're going to be sourcing our own wand from the apple orchard. If you're familiar with the Mists of Avalon, if you're familiar with the legend and the lore of Avalon, it goes into the Holy Grail, it goes into Arthur, it goes into Merlin, it goes into the goddesses, the priestesses, the Lady of the Lake, Morgan Le Fay, and even more, because it goes back further. It goes all the way to Neolithic and times and ancient times as well. There are powerful earth currents there, and that's why this was there. So what does Avalon mean? Avalon means that there's multiple dimensions right now. What you are reliving is a different reality than what I am living. And I've spent most of my life breaking free of the reality that I was told to live. You have that luxury. You have that opportunity as well. So let's go ahead and dive in. Hi, Kim. Hi, Brittany. Oh, blessings of healing. Thank you so much, my love. Hi, Lisa. Avalon Priestesses Day. Excited to be here with you in this beautiful group. Oh, you're such a love. So if you're interested in coming to Avalon and you're kind of like, oh, I don't know how to make that happen, this, that, the other thing, please reach out to me. In between my surgeries, I'm going to be working with people who really have a sincere desire to go and know that they're meant to be there and yet don't understand how. I have had retreats for many, many years where people came who didn't have the money and didn't understand how they would make it there. And here's the thing about anything in your life. If you're meant to do it, if your soul is calling you there, then there's a way. There's many ways, and it will manifest. So we look for that. We look for the blocks, and I'm excellent at helping you strategize and see the resources or see the paths or see the blocks. So feel free to reach out. If you're on the list at nanakasha.com, then you can, let's see here. You will see the link that we've been sending out. I also believe it is on the retreat page somewhere here. There's also an opt-in, and unfortunately at the moment, the description for the opt-in has been removed from this page. However, if you opt in there, there's a bonus. The music is still being added to the meditation, but I've created a magical manifesting meditation for you. It's 100% free. And there's also, I think we have to update the dates. There's also a couple of dates, or we will be sending to the people on that list dates that I will be available to do these manifesting calls. And of course, I'm here just for you as well. So it really helps when you don't sit silently in your home, don't sit silently in your life and wish that you had things and don't take action. If you don't change your thinking and get out of the box you're living in, there's no one that can help you. And if you sit and wait, well, when I see the money, when this person says it's okay, when my job gives me permission, and any other excuse you want to fill in the blank, there's a million of them. I've heard them all. Then I actually had a beautiful woman recently contact me who's, I believe, will be there because I see visions, and she feels very called. And yet she has certain circumstances in her life that she is a caregiver and other things that she has to be very cautious, very respectful of. And yet she's also very aware that the people in her life do not want her to go for their own reasons. And therefore she has to come, and this is true for all of us, she has to come to a place within herself to make those decisions. What is optimal for me at this time? Okay. So I highly recommend that everybody interested in this or any retreat or retreats in general or manifesting in general, go to the Avalon page and opt in. You'll see it. I think it's just under the video. It's very small. And like I said, there's nothing there currently. Hopefully we will correct that today for you to tell you that we're going to have this beautiful manifesting meditation for you. And you'll also get updates on the retreats and other things. So let's go ahead and dive in now to, let's see, we want this one. It's so weird to see myself without glasses. I'm not allowed to put makeup on my eyes yet, so I'm here just pretty raw for y'all. As we would say when I lived in Texas, we said, y'all. It's one of the things I still like because it's not you guys, you girls, it's just you all, everyone, you all. My kids and I still use it. How y'all doing? You don't have to say it that way though. So this is the Infinite Show. We're going to be updating that. And like I said, if you subscribe to YouTube channel, I would really appreciate it. And if you would tell others if you like what I do. Of course, I would like to reach more people. And I'm at a point in my spiritual growth, as you are, where the evolution is very quick. I'm being invited to have shows and to speak in places. And many of you know that my beloved had a very serious seizure, is what the 3D world called it. It was a Kundalini awakening. He died, left his body, came back. It was a very interesting experience. I was right there. And became incredibly sensitive to every energy everywhere. And we've had to do things to help him be able to function. He's not 100%. I don't know whether he ever will be in the way he was. However, he awakened his senses. And at that time, I had to cancel 2 retreats. I had to really shut my business down for a year or 2. And so the last few years during the pandemic, I've been what's the word? I want to say re-manifesting, but re-becoming really is a better word for who am I and what is my purpose? Because yes, of course, we all want to make money. We all want to feel like we're making a difference in the world. And most of the people around us and what we've been taught said, please make money, please get a job. And yet that is a very different thing. I recently became aware of a man who's really a techie. And many, many, many years ago in the 60s, he was very interested in forms of divination. I Ching is kind of an oracle card system, a very ancient one. Many, many people use. Steve Jobs, I believe, was a very I Ching, powerful I Ching user, believe it or not. And he was into astrology and some other forms of divination, which is divine communication. And he wished to combine what he loved. He was very successful and making a lot of money in computers and tech work all the way back in the 70s. And he left his job. And he said what really mattered to him was to have, he had a word for it. I need to look it up because I thought it was really brilliant. He wanted to have the creative life that combined what he was passionate about and what he was an expert at with what mattered to him. He no longer wanted to just go to a job that paid him a lot of money and gave him a lot of status just because of the money and the status. It didn't fill his heart. It didn't fill that part of him that wanted soul satisfaction. And that's what we call following your bliss, right? And becoming the optimal container or conduit for the lives that you've lived, for the wisdom that you have, for the soul blueprint that you came with. So I'm very honored to continue to take on the title of Fairy Goddess Mother. And I want to thank my beloved for making these beautiful images. We are co-creating together. And much of July, I will be recovering from surgery. So we will be working on our book and on our oracle cards. And I know many of you have been waiting. So welcome to my magic kingdom. My magic world is definitely where I live. Yes, I have ups and downs. Yes, I have pain. Yes, I have loss. Yes, I have disappointment. And I don't see it the same as I used to. I don't see it as something outside of me. I see it as something that I am still living inside of. And so my work is to continue to understand energy, to communicate with the other realms, and to remember my priestesshoods. So this is my beautiful Mayan beloved, Uxmal, that I went to recently. And this is our retreat, the Mysteries of Avalon. So please join us there. And our Divination, Intuition, Awakening Summer Camp has been moved to August. We will begin August 3rd. And we will consume the entire month of August. And you'll have a little more time, a little more room than I usually give you. I like to do the classes very quickly to keep you engaged in your transformation. If there's too much time between a class, people wander off. They get sucked back into their life. They forget what they were doing. They say, oh, I'll come back to that next week. I know I do it too. So I'm very pleased that Donna has made this new graphic for us. This is a beautiful, I don't like this a whole lot, but this is really the energy work that I do is to awaken your heart and your crown and help you to manifest in your own hands the ability to vision your own reality. And this is the power of a priestess. All right. This is also something new that I've just been asked to offer. So take a look in the shop. These are private sessions where we dive deeply into your soul lineages. And this happened in some of the sessions that I was doing, and it was so profound that I'm really excited to offer those. They are on a limited time, and here we are. So this was one of the graphics that, one of the artworks that Chris created, I don't know, a month or so ago, 2 months ago, as I was going very deep and communicating about 24/7 with all of the realms, especially Avalon. Merlin came, of course, and we have some beautiful messages from him. And he is an incredible masculine, sacred masculine energy archetype, a being, a person as well who lived, that has held the goddess because he trained with the goddesses and he helped the goddesses create balance on the planet. So we have in Avalon, which was the sacred feminine goddess version of the Tor is this hill. This hill with this Michael Tower is what exists there right now. When the Christians came, when every conquering culture comes, even if it's within a culture, right, that happens as well, that they know that the people before them built their temples, built their stone circles, built their pyramids, built their sacred places on earth energies. Earth energies aren't just vortexes. They're spirals, lines, currents, and a whole lot of other things. And there's two springs that come out of this divine hill. One is the White Spring, and they've dug into the hill and created these in the 1800s. They created these beautiful baths where you can go in with altars to the feminine and to the goddess and to the masculine. And we will be going there several times, as well as having a private access time there. This is also what the Isle of Avalon is. The Isle of Avalon is through the mists, is through the veil, okay, through the fear. When the goddess was shut down, when the goddess was taken hostage and repressed, then the veil became very thick and the pathway into Avalon was closed. The priestesses of Avalon are still there. The goddess is still there. Everything is still alive within the earth. When I was in Greece last year, we were in Delphi. Delphi is the most famous place of the oracle, and it is where the goddess created, Gaia created the oracle. The oracle was a divine woman named Daphnis who lived in the caves. There was a sacred dragon, Delphine. That's the Kundalini of the planet that was asked. It was also a daughter of Gaia that was asked to protect that sacred place. And all of that, and you can just read the legends of Apollo and Delphi, and it's a mythology, however, it's true. It describes the energy that happened across the planet. And Gaia even told us, don't be mad at the masculine. Don't be mad. This is just what is. The energies move through the earth. And wherever that pulse is, whether it's at 4 a.m. when it wakes up and it starts to move very powerfully, if you get called to wake up at 4 a.m., wherever you are, this is why. We're going to be working with a very famous, very beautiful Druid goddess woman who's a Gaia TV star, has become a very good friend and a mentor to me. And she's going to teach us how to dowse. Now, you may not care if you dowse ever again, if you go home with your dowsing rods or not. Dowsing was reduced in the patriarchal world to, oh, let's find some water for our well. And many people may remember your parents even hiring a dowser to come out and find water for your well. And you sunk a well, and it was what you built your house, and it worked, okay? However, that is like the most mundane use of this idea. So she knows all the sacred currents. This tour is actually surrounded with a labyrinth, and the energies are the Mary and Michael currents, and the ley lines that come through here are straight, and all the sacred sites were built on these ley lines, and you can find them ancient, modern. And so this was the goddess, and then the Christians built St. Michael Monastery here. Down below, they built the abbey. And even the Templars understood that there is a very important way to orient and build your temples or your churches so that you are aligned, not just to the rising of the sun and all the other energies that we talk about, and the rare lunar alignment and different things we're going to be experiencing when we're there, but also because of these earth currents. So this tour is quite phenomenal because the earth currents come, and we're going to begin the day in the Abbey, where there is the Lady Chapel, and where Maria knows where the chakra alignment energies are that come up out of the ground there. So the ancient goddesses, the priestesses, they understood this, and they came to this area. They manifested their temples here, their priestess schools here because of this. The ley lines connect, and then the earth currents of Michael and Mary, which are the serpent currents of masculine and feminine energy, they come here. They wind around the ley lines, which are dragon lines, and they come all the way up this hill, and they're mapped by many different scientists and dowsers now. And at the top, this is all that's left. And yes, it is the Christian tower. However, it's quite incredible inside because there is no ceiling. And when you stand inside and look up, you can see the sacred geometry. And it is on the exact center point of that divine energy. So we will be working our way up this with Maria, with our Celtic white witch, when we build our wand. We will be dowsing these, we will be feeling them, we will be activating these energies within us. This is what priestesses did. They didn't just communicate with each other. They didn't seek glory through approval. They left the world and went in to a sacred school, went into a sacred place. They communicated with nature. They communicated with earth. They communicated with the fae. The fairies are very powerful here. The Celtic fairies are very tall, very thin. Okay. They have skeletons of them, very, very thin. The ears are back here, pointed, and very tall. And I do believe that I have one of my Celtic lineages in this body is actually fae. I didn't know that until the last few months. And they communicated with all the nature spirits, with the trees, with the stones, because the stones, wow, they are talking and full of all kinds of elementals, crystals, magnesium. They communicated with the sun and the moon. They communicated with all forms of power and energy as they interact with each other. We go through cycles of the seasons. We go through cycles of, I probably have a better picture here somewhere. Let's see what we have. I think these are just priestesses. Okay. So we have the opportunity to actually go to a place that has history and lore and truth layered. All right, layered and layered. And the chalice, the Holy Grail, of course, is the quest. The quest for what? It's the quest for the sacred feminine. It's the quest for the divine. It's the quest for the receptacle within you that can receive your truth again without fear. And in the intuition class, we're going to be doing a breaking free of, we're going to release those vows that said, if I become a diviner again, if I become a priestess again, if I remember my truth, regardless of the feminine or masculine body that I'm in, I will be killed. So we are going to break free of that. The Mary and Michael lines wind up this hill, and at the top, the Mary forms a beautiful chalice and the Michael enters it, just like the sacred masculine and feminine. And that is where that tower is. So we will be up there many times watching the sunrise and the sunset, doing ceremony, following the energies, and entering through the mists of Avalon. So we do have the Mists of Avalon as one of the shows that I did below, as well as Morgan Le Fay, Lady of the Lake, and Merlin. So be sure that if you find this interesting, you go there. This Celtic goddess, I had asked Chris to make me some Celtic goddesses, and she really spoke to me. And she may not look like a traditional Avalon priestess like we saw on the other cards with a very simple gown. And we don't have the crescent moon here, yet she has what I call a heart, arrow, and a cross. And it is like the crossing of the ley lines right here, saying this is the sacred vision that I'm ready to awaken. So, like I said, we're going to go there, and the Mists of Avalon are, the Lake of Avalon is not there anymore. However, there is geological evidence, and the scientists agree that yes, indeed, it was surrounded by water. And now we have the two springs. So these are just some beautiful images of some of these Celtic goddesses that Chris made for us. I absolutely love this one. I don't know why. I feel like that's me. And I love how some of these came to look like we are reawakening ancient places that maybe aren't perfect, that they've been abandoned, and we're coming back to them. So as I'm going to just let go and let the priestesses talk now. I want you to understand that regardless of whether you have a memory of priestesshood, it's an awakening of the divine skills and intuitive skills that are required, because we can no longer create a world. We can no longer live with war, hate, and unfortunately, we're not out of it yet. It's a very dangerous world because we are at a precipice of remembering our power and having it hijacked. Well, the minute we go back into the fear, the minute we reject the truth that we made a promise to carry our hearts, to carry our vision, to carry our sacred wisdom, whether you are a priestess of Isis in Egypt, a priestess of Athena in Delphi, or somewhere in ancient Greece, a priestess in Rome, or here in the Mayan lands, or Inca, or Native American, or in Eskimos, or up north or down. It doesn't matter. They're everywhere. And your memories don't matter. If you remember them, fantastic. If you don't, just let them go. And this is one of the priestesses. This is a shaman priestess that I'm very much in love with, is going to join the oracle cards. So let's just go ahead and tune into her, where we traditionally don't see Celtic goddesses, Celtic priestesses wearing headdresses like this. We think of this more as something in the Americas. And yet this is a representation of how magnificent your crown is. All these feathers representing the truth of your crown. All right, so, and this one is our beautiful Priestess of Avalon at the shores of Avalon, with her magic, with her crystals, with her bowl, with her chalice. And she's communicating or doing Celtic water magic, which we're going to be doing there as well. And we're going to be doing in the intuition class as well. Beloveds, beloveds, beloveds. Thank you, Vivienne. Vivienne is here. Vivienne is the... thank you. Okay, my love. I have to explain. Okay. She doesn't want me to talk about her. Vivienne is, if you are familiar with the Mists of Avalon, Vivienne and the lore is the head priestess of Avalon. She's the high priestess, and she trained Morgane Le Fay. She trained with and worked with Merlin side by side. And she is the holder of the sacred place of Avalon. She's the most famous one, but she says, it is not about me. This is about them. This is about them. This is about them. Thank you, Vivienne. So she wishes to stand here. She is here behind my left shoulder. She is putting her arm into my arm. She is bringing her hand down into my left hand. And she says, if you will receive this, you will receive this as well. Feel free to close your eyes or to continue to look at the images, whatever you feel works the best for you. Thank you, Vivienne. Yes, she wants me to hold a wand. Priestesses, now we ask to enter the sacred place, to enter the sacred Isle of Avalon. We are calling on the priestesses and the priestesshood, whether we have or remember a time when we were there, living, training, practicing. We wish to enter this sacred space so that we can remember the vows that we have made. In this time or any time, the vows to the great goddess. The great goddess being the whole, complete creator of all, the creator of form, the giver of life, the understander of cycles. We ask to enter the sacred space in reverence. We ask to enter and cleanse our mind, cleanse our hearts, cleanse our wombs, cleanse our bodies and our cells of the fear that we have been given, the fear that we have agreed to, the memories that most hold of the pain, the rejection, and the blame. So painful that it was able to shut down the powers of divine communication, to give us this sad moment. Why is it sad? Because you are waking up You are waking up to know that in this moment you have made vows, you have been through initiations, you have learned so many sacred ways, so many sacred languages, so many ways to respect the earth, to respect these energies that come and go each day with the sun and the moon, that come and go with the seasons. The truth and the beauty that lives in the trees and the leaves and the waters, that lives in the caves, that lives in the crystals, that lives in the tiny ones, in the animals and the insects and the fae. The fae were very, very special. We worked with them. We sat with them. They sat in circle with us on top of this sacred isle. They sat. They brought in a different energy, a different vision that we were not able to see, we were not able to use. And we and you have a memory within you, almost like a little implant that you agreed to. And it was put here. And that life, that body, or many lives, or many bodies, still hold that. It is like a beacon, it is like a signal. That signal just got turned down and buried, but it never died. And this is a moment when you are being awakened. Now you are sitting in circle on the top of the Isle of Avalon. You are sitting between the priestesses and the fae, the tall, glowing, beautiful Celtic fairies. They are sitting between. And each of us in this circle is receiving this, touching your forehead with a wand. It cannot be seen what is doing it. It doesn't matter what. If you are wondering what it is, who it is, I want to see it, I want to know. This is one of your biggest problems. This challenge keeps you wanting to see it before you believe it. You must simply receive it, remember it, allow it. Becoming a priestess of Avalon or any tradition requires faith and trust, requires letting go of the limits that you were raised within, requires entering sacred space within your own body, radiating from your heart a field of divinity. That divine field heals. It heals body and mind, but mostly we need to heal the soul. We need to heal the heart. We have great wisdom, and we've invited you to our circle today, the circle of the Fae and the Priestesses of Avalon. We sit on top of a powerful place. Perhaps you can feel it pulsing through your body now. Simply being here now, whether you know where you are or understand why you're here or not. This is why we say surrender. Now there is a beautiful priestess, and she is in a robe with a very dark hood. Her face is hidden in shadow, but the crescent moon is shining, gleaming, almost beaming a silver light from inside of the hood. She walks inside the circle, bending before each of us with a small basket. She holds the basket in front of you. This is like a basket, if you do ayahuasca, that you throw up into. This is a place to purge. This is a place. Now, continue to feel these gentle taps in a very special pattern and rhythm. It is the sacred spiral. It is the spiral of the goddess. It is the spiral of truth. It is the spiral of life. Allow it to continue to move as you are touched over and over. With each touch, you are going deeper into that spiral. You are going deeper into your truth. You are surrendering the lies and illusions of this and all the lives that told you you can't, you're wrong, you're bad, you're sinful, you're evil, and down to the center. Now she's staying in front of you. She's bowing. Her crescent moon is glowing. You feel it tingling somewhere on your forehead, somewhere in the memory of your soul and your spiritual DNA. There is an awakening of that crescent moon that once graced you. And out from you, perhaps you feel you are simply gathering stones from within your womb or your belly and putting them in the basket. Perhaps you are purging. Perhaps you are throwing up. Perhaps you are yawning or stretching. Perhaps there is pain or movement of energy. This is a purging. This is required. Please, please trust us. Surrender it all now, and you will know. You will see. We need you to come back to the priesthood. We need you to remember your powers. We need you to let go of the false robes that you have worn. Purge it now. We are here. You can feel this glowing, tall, golden Celtic fairy. She stands behind you. Her hand, or perhaps something else, is pushing on your heart, is pushing on your back, shoving through you right now, allowing you to release. Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is done. 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 I accept that it is done. I accept I do not need to know. I accept that this must be purged. These toxins, these lies, these fears, these truths, I no longer carry them. I no longer wish to hold them, to bring them into life and reality, to project them before me, to carry them around me. Let them be free. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You burst into flames, and now there is nothing here but our circle. We are all flames of light. We are all flames individually flickering in a giant bonfire on the top of the Tor, the aisle. Now you see and feel silver and gold serpents of light. Ooh, you can feel them from great distances winding their way through the earth, coming to the surface. They have heard your call. They have heard you. They have heard you say that you are going to remember your vows, remember your truth. Remember that now in this moment you could awaken. You could become one of the saviors. You could become one of the lights. You could become one of the truth carriers. You and I, we are ready. We are one. And they're coming faster and faster. The Mary current, the Michael current. It is so much pressure. It is so much energy. You can see and sense them with your inner eye coming across the land, coming from deep within. Now there are spirals beginning to come up. Oh, the energies, the energies, the energies, they're intense, they're powerful, they're coming. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to know that you are sacred? Are you ready to know that you can live right now, right here in the sacred energies? They're coming towards us. They're coming towards us. Your flame must burn. It must burn strong enough for them to find you. The sacred serpents of the Mary line, the sacred serpent energies of Gaia, the sacred geospirals rising, the harmonics, the song now rises all around us. The colors are bursting from the earth. There is a rainbow crown of rays, like a crown. Now you see and sense that you are. You are the center of this. This is a giant wand. This is a wand of Gaia. This is a wand of earth. This is the moment that bursts forth the truth. There can no longer be the darkness. This is the beacon of light. You are a flame within this beacon. The Michael current is rising. They're winding and twining up and up the hill. You feel them as if they are moving through your body. Oh, yes. Oh, it feels as if it is being burned again, and yet it is awakening. It is burning away those toxic beliefs, those toxic fears, all of those who betrayed us, all of those who said, you are not truth. You cannot hold this sacred power. You cannot speak truth. You must give to us. You must pay us. You must listen to us. You must behave. No, no, I will no longer behave. I will no longer behave. This is not my truth. This is not my promise. I am standing here. You can burn me 1,000 times. You can kill me 1,000,000 times. You can come back over and over and over and try to steal my power, try to tell me to be what you want me to be. I will never again walk that path. I stand in this flame. I choose this flame. And now I allow these energies. Gaia's sacred waters are spiraling up straight into your yoni, straight into your root. Receive them now. Squeeze every muscle. Squeeze them. Squeeze out the toxins. Squeeze out. Breathe all the way up through your divine body. All the bodies, all the priestesses, all of the pain. Now it is releasing. Now you feel them slowing down. Michael, Mary, sacred balance, slowly winding around, dancing together, creating the chalice and filling it. This flame is now pearlescent. The beams, the energies of the sacred waters, earth, stones, crystals, grass, trees, moth, the apple. The chalice is rising in the center. Now you are standing, glowing like a luminescent, pearlescent, divine, sacred chalice, a beam, a pillar, a conduit, purged. We are one. We form a great light. The beam is shining higher and higher through the sun, the moon, the stars, out, beyond, calling to the priestesses of the stars, calling to the lineages of our souls. I stand as a beacon of light, and I receive Michael and Mary now within. You feel these currents, silver and gold, twining and winding in the cells and the feet and the hands, working its way up, filling the sacral, freeing your divine, sacred serpent of knowledge. I am the carrier of knowledge, and I thank these energies. May they enter me, and I, again now, I eat the apple of truth. I eat, and I call on Lilith, the divine feminine goddess who stood in truth and said, I will eat the apple of truth. I will shed the limits that have been imposed upon me, because I am the divine, and I am the goddess, and I am the chalice, and I am the light, and I am here to create from this place once again. All the priestesses in all of our lives now gather here. You can feel them. They're riding these currents. They're rising from the earth. We are celebrating. We are one. We are one heart, one mind, one light, We are infinite. We are timeless. We are ageless. There is nothing that can hold us back ever again. And we now sing. There is a harmony to our truth as we allow this. Feel those twining currents of life force once again within the sacred masculine, the sacred feminine, balancing within me the wand of my truth, standing tall, glowing like a crystal, rainbow, rainbow, more rainbow, portals, dimensions, truths. You feel tingling within you, like waking up from a long slumber, like a foot that has been numbed, that has been cut off from blood, from truth. Feel the tingling of the truth coming alive within you. Now you hold hands, you hold hearts, you hold a vision. We are one. We are the priestesses of timeless, ageless wisdom. We are the divine holders of truth, and we are the ones that usher in the light. We have made a promise, and we are here. And we are very, very strong in our numbers. We are very strong in our faith. We were trained, and we remember. We accept all that we know. We do not fear our power anymore, and we do not suppress it. We hold our voice. We hold our strength. We receive now this blessing. Blessed be, and blessed be, and blessed be, and blessed be. May the sacred blood of your truth, your priestess trainings, your healer, your oracle, your seer, your medicine woman, your communicator with light and stars, you as a time portal holder, you as a temple priestess, you as a talker to the animals, to the fae, to the elves, to the trees, you as a holder of divine truth. We are one. Now there is a beautiful Celtic weave moving, winding back to us, connecting us out to every life and every dimension where we were told to be quiet, that we were told we were evil, that we were blamed, that we were killed, that we were betrayed, that we were forced to live a lie. Receive this blessing of the divine flower of the priestesses of Avalon. The crescent moon is only part of your truth. Now you are here to become the whole, to be the above and the below, to not fear the future, to not hang on to the past, to stand with ease, grace, luminescent elegance in your now. I now call my body, I call my heart, I call this 3D to me. I do not go back to it, I call it to me. Call your body into the circle. All of you now enter, stand face to face to you. You. Who do you think you are? Lisa, Kim, Maureen, Brittany, who do you think you are? This is not who you are. This is a name of falseness that you were given, a label you were asked to embody. Dump your name into this place. Look into your divine, sacred, feminine. Look into your power. Look into your light. Now take your name. put it in the heart of your divine light priestess body and follow it into this cave, the crystal cave of Gaia. Merge and know that you are agreeing to leave behind the falsehoods that you have lived. They cannot follow you here. You have taken your vows again. You have been initiated to a new cosmic priestess. You have been reconnected to your sisters, to your truth, and to your powers. Stand inside of your pearlescent, luminous divinity. Understand who you are. And now your name is gifted back to you. It is written on your heart. Perhaps it is the name that you've held. Perhaps it is different. Perhaps you do not know what it is. Accept it. Believe it. Receive it. Vivienne now taps you 3 times on your sacred eye, the forehead. The moon of the crescent, Avalon priestess, grows bigger, glows with silver luminescent light. This is true. This is mine. This is divine. She now weaves it in to your chakras, weaves it down into your root and around your sacred crystal that holds your divine powers. The dragons of Avalon, pearlescent light and beauty, begin to wind around your sacral. They wrap around it as if it is the biggest hoard of gold and gems. It is the most precious treasure ever. They will not leave. They are here to guard, to empower, and to help you, to raise you once again from a child. Surrender the wounded child. Surrender the wounded adult. Surrender all of the wounds. This Avalon dragon guards them all and brings them into a luminous crystal ball. The crystal ball is yours. You can go to gaze, to scry, to see, to remember. The magical child is being born. I am the magical child. I am the divine high priestess. I am everything in between, and my powers are here, awakened. I will walk the path. I will learn once again the truth. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. Bring your hands, put your left hand on your womb, on your belly button, on your sacred crystal. Feel this pearlescent light dragon, the magical child wrapped in the dragon's embrace, looking into that crystal ball that you have hidden in the dark. Put your hand on your heart, your right hand. I now solemnly promise to live from my heart and my truth, to connect my heart back into the sacred promise that I made over and over and over in so many lives. And now bring your left hand up from your womb and put it on your forehead. Feel the energies. I now connect my crown, my inner eye, this awakening to my heart, to my soul's seed and crystal. And I accept my sisterhood, my priestess. I accept the guidance and love of all of us through all times and places. I accept the Mother, the Divine Mother. Again, I am the Divine Mother. I accept that I am the creator of this reality. I accept the divine Michael and Mary currents in to my body. Now put your hands together in prayer in front of your forehead. I am that I am, and I am a divine, sacred, feminine pillar of light. Put them in front of your heart. I am infinite love. I am infinite light, and I am infinite. I accept these divine guides, this wisdom, this truth, and the fairy realms to be with me in every moment. Open your hands into a cup, into the chalice. Hold it in front of your heart and receive this luminescent, pearlescent blessing. Fill, receive, and pour it over you. And come back and fill your hands again and pour it into your reality all around you. And receive once again and pour it all over you, spreading it through your body and now out into your light, your life, your reality, your world. And now bring your hands down, cupped like the chalice, and lay them in your lap. I am the chalice of light. I accept. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May this circle be open yet unbroken. Let these divine energies live within me and grow. Teach me, call me, and guide me. Let my vow now be ignited, that this truth be my true guidance, that I listen to it despite the fear, despite the threats, despite the perception of lack. This is my moment. Thank you. Allow the circle to disappear, and all of our divine priestesses and guides fade into the mists where they must stay for now. The mists may only be parted by those of true faith, those of true love, those who seek their wealth, their riches, their success through their heart, through their ancient vows, through their soul's promise. I am a holder of divine light and truth, and so it is. Namaste. Okay, my loves. Always it goes so much longer than I wish to go, and I have to let go of my physical, mental, 3D mind. I am beyond. I cannot wait to listen to this again. I would love to hear from you to understand what you have felt, what you have seen, what you have received. Even if it was nothing, you know that this has happened. There lives within us so many vows of fear, that we have taken throughout many lives, to never again let ourselves remember these truths. And this is the time. So we must walk through that fear. We must stand in our light. And whether it is with someone in your life now, something that comes around in the transformation of this very painful world, the danger now that lives around us is only to forget that you are divine, only to forget that you have these powers, and only to forget. If you forget for a few moments, a few days, a few weeks, simply come back. The Mother's unconditionally loving. The Goddess never, ever judges, never punishes, simply disappears or appears. It is always within you, because you, my beautiful, you are here because you know this. And we are pillars of light, like in a stone circle. We are the pillars of the Earth Mother that hold within us sacred jewels and sacred wisdom. Together we can create portals in time, magic, and healing. We can take ourselves and anyone who is willing into places. The priestesses were healers. They could see the truth. They did not believe what they saw. If you were broken, if you were diseased, they saw only the true glowing divine light within. And that's what all healers, regardless of what tradition you are learning or you remember, the purpose of a sacred person is to live and see the sacred in your life and to see the sacred in others. Does not mean you give away your power and you choose to live their lie. No, it means you hold the space that they can enter to see and believe and accept their light. Never give yourself away. Never compromise your power. We give great thanks to the Avalon priestesses and to Vivienne, to Michael and Mary, to this incredible, gorgeous place that has come alive within us once again, to our sisterhoods and to all of the priestesses through time and space. We are one. We are one. We are one. And so it is. Thank you. I never really have words. Beautiful. You don't need makeup. Oh, you're such a cutie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Needed and greatly appreciated. Thank you, Lisa. You're so divine. Whether you believe you can make it to Avalon with me in October or not, if you will send me a message, I will see you there. I will hold you there. I will be going there over and over. I go there every day and every night. And we are one. Namaste. Have a beautiful and blessed day. I will see you tomorrow for the spiritual weather report. Remember, we still have this beautiful energy of the full moon, the solstice, these portals of magic. The solstice is highly celebrated in this area of the world. Many of the stone circles are aligned to the solstices and to the moons as well. So allow these energies, because the Capricorn moon is a moon of building. And there's a desire right now to build your stability, to build your financial stability. And that is a perception. That is an idea. That is a concept that you hold like a container, like a chalice. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you in Sacred Spirit Guide Circle in just about 30 minutes. And I look forward to seeing you in the Mastermind. Namaste. I also welcome any of your blessings for successful surgery. for release of the pain that I've been releasing in my head. Remembering the divinity that you carry within can sometimes be purging illness. It could be someone is diagnosed with cancer and they leave their ordinary life. They leave pursuing that which they thought was important. And it takes them on an adventure that leads them to their truth, to their soul powers. Everyone has an opportunity. An illness is not a bad thing. Everything is an opportunity. My daughter Jordan told me after she died. Yes, please continue to process. Namaste, my beloveds. So those of you who know me, you could send me a Facebook message. You can send me a text message if you're in one of my classes. I'm very connected to my students, my beloveds, my sisters, my brothers of light. And you can always send an email to us as well. I do hope that I will see you in a session in the Intuition School, which won't be for a little while now, but we will be having an amazing time. And there is some things to get started with. And I would love to hear from you in the ethers. So know that I travel the realms and the dreams. Perhaps I will see you there. Namaste.